The JDF Credit Union is launching Where Money Meets Love, a short video series focusing on building a healthier relationship with your money through simple and practical financial tips. We kick things off with Mr. Oren Cope, Wealth Advisor at CUMAX Wealth Management Limited, starting with the foundation of financial wellness, knowing your worth and understanding your wallet. I am your host, Janelle. Mr. Cope, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get straight into it.
Sure.
Why is it important for individuals to truly understand where their money is going each month?
Well, Janelle, it's a very interesting question. Fundamentally, in achieving your goals, you must know the difference between your personal spending and what you want to put down in the future. If you don't know how to manage your money, it's best to know what your income is against your expenses. And that's how you that's a fundamental in achieving what you want.
Thank you for that, Mr. Cope. You're welcome. In your experience, what is the biggest mistake people make when managing monthly income?
Another very good question. A mistake that everyone makes is that they procrastinate. They don't start. It's very important for you to start, set it, and forget it, so to speak. And if you procrastinate, you'll never start. And that's very important. You have to start now. Because a lot of young persons know they're into digital content creation, and where investments has changed or shifted, there's a paradigm shift. So things take a longer time for you to see your returns now in the future in investments.
How can someone begin tracking their spending if they have never done it before?
I get that question a lot. What persons need to do is that they need to record their information that they spend on. So if it's buying that new Louis Vuitton bag, if it's paying you versus your rent, things that are holistic to your well-being and your personal self, it's best to write them down. So things that are important, things that are not important, and things that are in between. A lot of persons mix up needs with wants. Sometimes you don't need it, but you want it. Sometimes you don't want it, but you need it. So you have to know the difference between need and want.
Are there any tools that you would recommend that persons can use to basically track their spending or budgeting?
There are tools out there. None comes to mind right now, but QuickBooks has a budgeting tool that will allow you to align your income with your expenses and put down funds for savings versus investing. They're two different things. I don't know if we have time to go through what is savings and what is investing, but just to give you a little short note,
Yes.
savings is where you put down your money in a bank or an institution, and there are fees that are associated with the savings, whether or not it's management fees or maintenance fees. But if you take out the money, they charge you to take out the money. With investments, you're putting it down. I don't know if you know that song, brick on brick.
Yes.
You're putting the money down, and the money is growing on top of each other. And your responsibility is to ensure that you put funds away for that long-term effect. If you don't do that, it's just savings.
And a follow-up question to that is with respect to their monthly income and saving versus investment, how do you recommend that they do the calculation to be able to facilitate both?
All right. As they would say in the church, you put 10% of what you have away. So there's the same applies, a 40-40-20 split, but the 20 is split in two. So what you can do if you want to match your savings with your investments, that's the option that I always give everybody. 40-40-20. So your income covers your basic expenses, etc. Your other 40% is, your insurance, your health insurance, anything like that will be in that other 40%, and then the 20% is what you save and invest.
Thank you for that, Mr. Cole. What simple method would you recommend for someone who finds budgeting overwhelming?
So now in the day of digital, you have Google at your disposal. What I would say to somebody who is being overwhelmed with budgeting is to do your research. As I said, there are simple budgets out there that doesn't have so too much fluff, as they would put it. It's very simple, very to the point, and it's to for that individual. So if you Google a simple budget, they'll give you examples of those budgets that are out there that will allow you to align yourself with a simple forecast for the future.
And for those persons who typically, put things off and they say, "Oh, I'll start next month. We put on the 5,000. Next month, I'll put on the 10,000." What is your recommendation to them?
Right. So you have something called an emergency fund,
Mhm.
in which you would um, touch on a rainy day. If you don't do it now, I would suggest you place the funds in the emergency fund in order to do it later. And if you don't get to do it later, later can be, it doesn't have to be now.
Mhm.
It can be a few months from now, but consistently you have to put down the money. But if you don't put it down, you won't have it to use on when you want it. And if it's there and it's not doing anything for you, then invest it. Nowadays, the minimum, sorry, to open accounts have increased somewhat because it's a business. The
Mhm.
business is not winning. It has to be a win-win for both client and the business. So usually back in the day, you'd see accounts for $500.
Yes.
Now we are seeing accounts for
Mhm.
$2,500, $5,000. So it all depends on which institution you go to or which institution you want to do business with.
Mhm.
But what I would suggest is you put the funds in your emergency fund. That way you don't spend too much and you're always liquid.
Yes. And the takeaway from that for me, Mr. Cope, is that it starts with discipline.
Correct. You have to be disciplined. That's why I said put down the money consistently.
Mhm.
Some persons will do it now and then they forget about it for 6 months. They don't put down any money and then something comes up and you have nothing to draw on, you have nothing to fall back on.
Mhm.
So consistency is the key.
How often should someone review their financial activity or bank statement?
All right. That's a tricky one because everybody's income is different. However, a true check should be done within every 3 to 4 months,
Mhm.
just to see that you're aligned, just to see that you're consistent, and just to see the results that you want. So every 3 to 4 months is a good marker
Okay.
to go with. Not saying that you should let 4 months pass and you don't check it at all. You're going into 6 months now and you're like, oh, no. 3 to 4 months, every 3 to 4 months in a year, you do your checks to see how your trends are and how you set your goals and how you want to execute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cole, for sharing with us some important tips which our members can utilize in understanding their wallet and also knowing their worth.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me
Certainly. We look forward to having you again next time.
anytime.
If you're ready to build healthy relationships with your money, we're here to support you. This is where money meets love. Join us next week for Don't Let Debt Break Your Heart as we explore smart borrowing.